Hey guys, this is Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms. I thought I'd do a review today of my 2002 model Craftsman LT1000. That's right, a 2002 model. That makes this 15 years old and it is still running. Of course, it doesn't have the original motor in it anymore, but other than that, more of this mower is original than you might imagine. Sometime in late 2008, the engine in this blew up. I changed the oil in these every 25 hours, which is a bit excessive. But it turns out that the carburetor was running rich and it thinned the oil out enough that it blew a hole right through the side of its 18 horsepower Intech overhead valve engine. Rather than try to find a new block, I found a complete another motor on the internet for it, used. And that's a Kohler. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a Tecumseh engine in this one now. And I'll show you that in a second. But as you can see, it's had some modifications done. It's got ag tires and wheel weights in the back. But it came with the 42-inch deck. And this was really a base model. This is made by Electrolyte, but it's got a Tecumseh 6-speed manual transmission. And it's the older style that has the deck height adjustment lever up here instead of on the fender, like the Husqvarna models that most Craftsman mowers are made out of now. There's your blade engagement and your key on that side, as well as your brake lock, throttle, and of course an amp meter, which amazingly still works after all these years. So it's not in bad shape, not in bad shape at all. I just put a new spindle on it to get it ready for the new year. Now I don't use this mower as my main mower anymore. After the engine blew up, I bought another engine, or another mower, and I use that one now. Hell, I've got another mower after that, but this one still does get used every year. Sometimes it just pulls a cart around, but what I really use it for, and that's why the spindle went bad, I use this to cut the brush, the thick brush, like pricker bushes and stuff that grows up around the perimeter of the property. A lot of rocks get hit and a lot of hidden stumps and things like that, and that's why it tends to take a beating, but it works pretty darn good for it. That seat is original, only has one small crack in it. Terribly uncomfortable seat from the factory, and unfortunately it's still on there. Damn headlights still work after all these years. Sometimes I will use this after dark to go check on the animals, and it's in pretty good shape all together. Let me go ahead and open up the hood here, and you'll see the repurposed motor. Oh, there it is right there. So that is a Tecumseh Enduro XL/C. Not sure what that stands for, but it's a 17.5 horsepower overhead valve engine, and it's worked fairly well. That's a 2006 model motor, I think, maybe 2007, but it's electric start. Got a custom muffler put on there. Might do what I did with that other mower and add a connection here, bring it down along here, and you know, just run it like that. Put a second muffler under there, keep it quieter. But it works fairly well the way it is. It has a 1 or maybe 1.5 gallon tank, and that's about it. The positives I can say about this mower is that after 15 years, the frame is still in one piece. Seat only has one small tear in it. Steering isn't too terribly loose even after all these years. One of the few things that I've done to this mower that damaged it, other than blowing up the engine, is right down here. I don't do this anymore, I just use a regular cart, but for a while I was had an 1.125" ball hitch here, and I would use it to haul around full-size trailer, and I also have I used to have a small boat, and I'd use it to move it around the property. As a result, you can see right here, sorry if this is a little shaky, there's a slight crack there. It's kind of hidden by rust now, just a little one. But I noticed one day after pulling a trailer full of wood that I had pulled this out slightly, and I realized I was asking a little too much of it. So I stopped doing that and just use the regular cart now. The actual model number is right there. Hopefully you can see that. 917.272.751. And like I said, it's a real basic model. Only other things I've done to change on this mower, I've replaced belts and certainly lots of batteries over the years. But I did replace the brake pad, and I did that once, and I'm getting ready to do it again. So I've actually worn out 2 sets of brake pads in this thing. I guess that's mountain living for you. So that's it. That is my review of my 2002 Craftsman LT1000. Overall, I'd say it's a very good little tractor for what I've put it through. The deck is held up, a little bit of rust, but other than replacing a spindle or a belt here or there, I've had no major issues, no bending, no breaks, no cracks. Tires in the front are still original, amazingly. So yeah, I'm going to give it a pretty high score. Like I said, I believe this model was made by Electrolux, which in the late 90s and early 2000s, they were pretty much Craftsman go-to guy for building. So there it is. I'm Eric, owner of Farpoint Farm. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please subscribe, and you'll see more videos like this in the future. Take care.